in and out when they want to come in and out. They go out raving, come in whatever time they want. The things that they do and the things that we allow them to get away with is things that we never got away with. Some people bring children in the world and they will say, I will never beat my child the way I got beaten. No way. Boy, as I said before, some of us needed it. Some of us, not all of us. Some of us. A little smack is not going to hurt the child. The scriptures tell you, spare the rod and you spoil the child. And it said it for a reason. As I said, there's certain things in the scriptures which is very valuable, which we need to take on board, so that we can grow ourselves in the right way and so that our children can grow in the right way. So I'm saying there is certain things that you have to do, especially the gardener them. Imagine now you have a garden now and you plant some tomato or you plant cabbage or spinach or whatever you're planting. You can't just put the seed in the ground and then boom, you plant the cabbage. There's a little baby cabbage. There's a little baby tomato. You can't just leave it there to grow. You have to tend to it. You have to go there every other day, or it could be every day or every other day. You got to feed it. You got to water it. You got to take out the weeds that try to grow around your plant, your seed, your child. Every time it grows a little bit further, weeds come around. You have to pull the weeds away so that your child can grow properly. Your child grows a little bit taller or a little bit older. You say oil on there. Some of them leaves they want pruning because them I got the wrong way. You know what I mean? I don't want it to grow that way there. I want it to grow this way. You know what I mean? So you have to kind of snip off some of them bad ends. Sometimes the leaves them get dry. You have to pick them off. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you just have to watch the plant, the seed, the child, the boy, the girl, how they grow. And you have to start pruning and taking away the weeds. You have to continually pull away the weeds. Make sure it gets water. Make sure it gets sunshine. Make sure the most important thing as well it gets is love. Even the plants them that you're dealing with in your growing in your garden, they get love from you. That's what helps them to grow as well. The love what you put. Imagine these people who grow flowers in their front garden and you're walking down the street and you will see people and they got wonderful flowers in their front yard. All their flowers look beautiful. But yet you will try the same thing and put flowers in your garden and it just don't grow the same. Them just dead off quick time, or some of them live and some of them dead. Because the love that that person has put into their plants, all the plants them just want to flourish because they're getting the right love that they need. So they will grow. And then when their fruits them come up, their fruits them will just be nice and sweet. Because they were grown and nourished and loved and tended. And as I say, you don't let the snail them, because even when you grow your children, you get some little snailish friend them that will come along, the enemy or the enemy of the children that will come along like snail to come yam down the leaves them at night or in the day. And you have to realize, brethren, there's always little snares along the way as your child is growing up, especially when you bring them into school, you bring them into the world. Now they're going to take in everything what all the other children them has been taught, and your child is in the midst of this. Now your child has to deal with what you have taught your child to stand up for itself when it's in school. Now everybody else is going to try and put their thing on your child. The snail, the slug, all different kind of things is going to try and come to nyam down your child. In there mentally, nyam down your child. So you now have to make sure that your child always gets the right food, always get the right love, always get the right attention, always get the right discipline, always get the right teaching. Because you as well have to teach your child. Don't just let the system give your child the books, because what happens is this: your children grow up and 90% of what your child has learned has been from school, and it's been not from you, it's been from them. But your child don't really have much respect for them because your child don't know them. Your child goes there and learns from them. But you can't make your child respect them more than you. So you have to play your part. You can't bring a child into the world and just put them into the school and expect the system to do everything, to babysit your children them and make your children them grow. And all you do is send them to school, give them pocket money and give them lunch, and that's it. You done your job. No, you're leaving your children in the hands of the snail, the slugs, and all these other things that will slowly pick away at the leaves. And the next thing you know, your child's doing wrong things. So you have to always be there, be in your child's life. That part there was, that little talking is just for the women, and some, as I said, some girls still don't know how to bring up a child. And as I said, the reason, and the child will grow up and run the house. You talk to the child drop on the floor, start kicking up. And what some of you do, you pick up the child. All right. Jokers, brethren. Do you think some of us could have turned around in our early age, 10, 12? You think if our mother don't want to give us something, we can turn around and kick up and fall upon the floor, and like what you see in the supermarket? You see the youth them in the supermarket, at the counter, crying because they want sweetie. And that is a setup. That's a Babylon setup in itself. Because when you do business studies or marketing, they teach you that they have to put the sweets at the counter, because that is the place where mommy takes out her money. And when little Timmy sees the sweets, mommy can't say she don't have no money. This is why they put the sweets. I'm telling you something that you learn when you do business studies. They teach you this. Put the sweets at the counter, so that you can no longer tell your child you don't have no money. Say, Mama, I want chocolate. I have no money. You're lying to the child because you're paying for the food right there, sir. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't have the money to pay for the things, explain to the child why you don't have the money, or why the child can't have the thing. Don't lie to the child. Just tell the child why you can't have the thing and explain to the child. So when the child gets to the counter, the child don't want to ask for nothing, because the child overstands, say, mommy will buy things later on, or mommy knows and tell me, say, them sweets ain't good for me, or whatever the case you want to tell them. But just teach them. Don't just tell a child no. Tell a child why. You don't say, no, you can't have it. Tell them why. Because if you're going to say no to them, they're going to go out there and get it because they want it. Not for the youth them get all these PlayStation and all these new games and thing, and half of them children who's got it, the parents never buy it. The child find a way to make a little money and him have it. Or no matter what happen, the child never buy it. Hustle mommy or daddy, and mommy daddy buy the thing and give it to the youth. The child never buy it. Big hustle. But the child get what he want. Then you're teaching your children how to kill, because the PlayStation game is consistent. It's consistently showing people how to kill. So this is the thing. So when you're bringing up your child and you buy your child a PlayStation, a station is a place where everything stop, put on hold, halt, or you hold them there. Everything stops at a train station, police station, everything stop. Hold on. Make we see what go on. Make we wait. This is where we stop. Investigate, analyze. Okay. The train will be coming soon. You know where the train has to stop there. You give them a PlayStation. What is stopping? What's the station for? What's the station in PlayStation? What's the station there for? Something is stopping. But also the game teach them how to kill. 90% of the PlayStation games is about killing. And the PlayStation thing, before it came on the market, it was given to the army to learn how to fly aeroplanes and how to kill. It was a war game. The army had it first before it came on the market. Right, so I'm making you know. But how we're bringing up our children. Yeah? So that's what the talk is about today. So the topic is, what does it take to become a man or a woman? That is the talk today. What does it take to become a man or a woman? We need to talk. This is something that we're going to have to learn, because our children, we have to teach them to become men and women, to stand up for themselves, to stand up for their race. Every other race is teaching their children how to become man and woman, and they are united. They stick together. You see, when the Kurdish people have their thing, all of them come together. You see the little child doing the same thing what the big man is doing. The little Kurdish, Turkish, all these other little people, they're out there hustling, doing their thing. I had a little Polish, was it come from Poland or one of them places there? One of them places, I don't know where I'm come from. Yeah, one of the gypsy guys them. The little gypsy boy come up to me and wants to sell me an Apple phone. The guy must have been about 12 years old. He said, yo, you want to buy an Apple phone? I said, let me see the phone. I said, boom, boom. I go, where you get the phone from? I said, get it from the bus. I go, what? And you're selling the phone? I go, your mother know you're selling the phone? I go, how much you want for the phone? He goes, oh, let me phone my mom and see what I can get for what she says. This is how they're interacting. Everybody's together. If whether it's hustling or what, they're united in everything that they do. Black man, black woman, are we united in everything that we do? Are we still upon this so laba laba Willie Lynch syndrome while our people are dying? Do we know how to bring up our children? Text reads, all type the 611. Children of today are not ours. They belong to the government trust. They have serious plans for our children. Thank you. All type the 611. I'm going to read that again. So you listen when you're bringing up your children and you think so he's your child. The birth certificate that you have for your child, that is saying that your child don't belong to you. It has a number on it. But we're going to go, that's another thing again. That's another debate altogether. You want to know who owns your child? You're going to argue to one. Next week I will tell you who owns your children. You don't own them because they have a birth certificate. Once they got a birth certificate, you don't own them. That's another story again. But text reads, the children of today are not ours. They belong to the government trust. They have serious plans for our children. That comes from the 611. All right. So today's talk is, what does it take to be a man or a woman? Because this is the information and the teaching that we've got to bring into our children. We've got to put all of this into our children. As I said, some girls or women, they have children, but the children run the house. They don't even know how to become a woman. They don't know what it takes to be a woman. They have children, they're grown up, they're adults, but they're not really a woman. I'm going to explain that. As I said before, the example of the children, them falling on the floor, the rude children, them, that's an example. If you are bringing up a child and you've got no idea how to bring up a child, if you see a single parent and her child or his child has manners and respect and you can see that child behaving themselves, ask them for some advice. That's what I would recommend. If you know somebody who's a single parent and their child has manners and respect and got their head screwed on, going to school and studying and doing the right things that you want for your child, ask them for some advice. The reason why I say single parent, because some children are fortunate and blessed to have mommy and daddy. So it's easier for both parents to bring up that child together. But when it's a one person thing, it's harder. So there is more things to be told, what they go through. So if you're having problems bringing up your child and you don't know what's the right way, what's the wrong way, and you know somebody who's a single parent and the child is being brought up the right way, you can see that child is the right way, Ask them for some advice, or go to the elders. When you see the elders on the street, whether the granny them with the walking stick, them grandpa, when him dep on the bus stop or wait for the bus stop because him can't walk too far. Them people that walk slow, when you see the elderlies on the street and they walk slow, it's them you for ask for advice. They're walking slow for a reason, so that you don't have to run and catch them to ask for advice. That's how it is. That's why they walk slow. You see grandma with the walking stick and she'll walk to the bus stop. She's walking slow so that you can catch up to her and talk to her. Young people, when you see the elders on the street walking slow, talk to them. Ask them for advice, because you won't get no better advice. And apart from they're going to say, well, you can go to the Bible. All right, you can go to the Bible, but in the real world, you need to talk to somebody who's lived it, been through it, and now they're getting older. They can turn around and tell you about their children, their grandchildren, and their great-grandchildren. So this is why I say talk to those people and take the advice from them. Because some of you young people don't know how to bring up a child. Right, so this is the thing. The talk is so that you can grow up to be a strong man and woman, not for yourself alone, but for your people, for your race, and for your country. Your country, not this country, your own country, your motherland. All right. So this is it. Is it easy? These are questions that are giving you to think about. Is it easy for a man to look after a child when the woman goes to work? So these are the things that, you know, we need to teach our youth them. Is it easy for a man to look after the child while the woman gone to work? Can a man look after a child every day and the woman goes to work every day? Role play, role reversal. Can these things be done? That's the thing. Some man them do look after the children while the mother goes to work. But is it easy? It can be easy for some of you, but sometimes it can be a little bit of pressure. But these are the things that we asking ourselves, because these are the things that we have to teach our youth them, so that they can learn what it's like to be a man, to be a woman, you know, to stand up straight and tall, so that your youth them can look at you and say, I want to be like my mom, I want to be like my dad, in a positive way. Not because daddy have money, because you have some money parents out there, yeah, and I've learned this from my own experience. You have some money parents out there that every time you see the child, he's spending a bag of money. Then the child goes. Then the child come back again. And you're spending another bag of money. That don't bring up a child. That is not what brings up a child. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm trying to teach you, that some children will come to you and be around you because, boy, I can get money from daddy, or I can get money from mommy. But that's not what is bringing up a child. A child needs love, needs to be taught. And even if you're bringing up a child with the money thing, educate your child, reason with your child, talk to your child, make your child know about how you used to grow. And you say, you see all the money I'm going to give you? I never had this kind of lifestyle, you know. Me never grow like this, you know. Because, as I say, the way you bring up your child is the way they're going to want to bring up their own child. You see what I'm saying? And some of you who don't get nothing, brought up with hardly anything, you know, the ones them, the family who you have enough for you and you have to wear the hand-me-down clothes, you know what I mean? And when food for share, you might get a little piece because there's enough for you. You know what it's like. You're being through the thing. Some of you don't grow up and you never had certain things, but you grow good. You see what I'm saying? And you never had all these things, what you're giving your children. You never had these things. You had very little, but yet at the same time you grow good. We're bringing up our children and we're giving our children everything, but we who didn't have nothing grow better than some of them who had everything. You see what I'm saying? And when we grow up, we learn to appreciate the little things in life. Because we made the little things last. We enjoyed the little things. See? And so these are the things what we have to impart on our children so that they can grow to become strong men and women. Alright? So as I say, is it easy for a man to look after a child when the woman goes to work? Answer that question for yourself. The man them out there who look after their children on the weekend. Is it easy for you to bear with that child for the weekend? The screaming and some of you get some of that. Some of you get good children on the weekend, some of you get bad children on the weekend. But is it easy? And if it's not easy to look after the children on the weekend, then you need to have some more respect for your baby mother or your wife and show them the respect what is due, because they have to deal with this full time, 7 days a week. And some man them get the youth there for weekend, and it's a hard thing. So you need to show her some respect because she's doing it every day. You get the youth 2 days and you can't wait for bring the youth back. You have to be honest to yourself. Because if it's hard for you sometimes and you get a headache sometimes when the youth them is around you, boy, I can't take the youth them around me sometimes. I love them, but boy. Then you have to say respect to the queen because she's got to deal with it full time. And she does it very well. But we have to give them a break. We have to give them a break because they deserve it too. It's not all about us, the man them. We have to give them a break too. Alright? Okay. Is it easy for the man? Sometimes it is, sometimes it ain't. Alright. So, how does it feel to be a man or a woman? What does it take? That's the talk today. What does it take? So this is the things that we have to think about. Men who are single parents, you man them. There's man them out there looking after the children them too. Cooking, cleaning, going to the shop, bringing the youth to school, parents' evening. I used to do these things because I've experienced being a single parent. And furthermore, I am a single parent too. So I can talk the talk, yeah? Now, it's a thing like that. Is it easy for a man to be a single parent? It's not just all the woman them is single parent. Some of the man them is single parent too. Is it easy? So you man them who get your child on the weekend, you're lucky. But there's some man them out there who have to have their child every day. I have to go school. This, that, the other. And it's not easy. I'm not even a woman. And I know say it ain't easy. Much less for a woman. When God created woman, he created something in them that is just easier for them to deal with the youth them than the man them. But it's just a man have to adapt, because when, as it says, when God created man, he created them male and female. So we have both in a way, that energy. You know what I mean? Feminine and masculine. So when a man is masculine and is bringing up a child, you need to know, so sometimes you have to have that little feminine balance, like the yin and the yang within you, because the child needs love. You see what I'm saying? And the woman them who's bringing up the child with the feminine energy, sometimes you need to realize you need to put a bit of yin and yang together in that, and a little bit of masculine, because when the youth them is rude now and daddy's not there, the mother puts her foot down and give the youth that look, you know, that look what our mother give us and our grandparents give us, that look there. And when them look upon you, you know, say, I better behave myself, because the last time I see that look there, I get a slap. So that's the masculine coming out into the woman, yeah? So, man them being single parents, big up. Women are single parents, big up. Now, back to the what does it take to be a man or a woman? Woman who can't cook. This is the thing. Women can't cook. Man them, if you ever had a woman that can't cook, that's the thing. Well, some of us have buck up on a woman and they invite us for dinner. And when we go around for dinner and we taste the food, we say, boy, you could have buffed till wherever. You can't cook for me, brethren. So what you do, you bring them to your yard and you cook for them. And you teach them how you want to cook. But there is some women out there that can't cook. Man them, you know this. Ladies, you're sitting down there like say you know it all, but some of you can't cook. I'm sorry to tell you. Some of you can't cook, and it is not good when a woman can't cook. It is not a good thing. So for you to turn around and say, I'm a big woman, don't tell me what to do. You can't cook. You can wash clothes with your hand. Don't come tell me say you're a big woman if you can't do these things. Those are vital things in a man's life. Yeah, I speak for the man them. Yes, man them. It's a vital thing in the man them life for a woman for cook and wash, you know. Oh, hey, yeah, it's important, brethren. So that's it. So when enough of you girls them out there going to Iceland and buy beer frozen food and pack up your fridge with frozen food and that is not cooking, brethren. You can't cook. So don't come tell me say you're cooking some dinner for me when you put that on the plate it's beer frozen, this frozen, that a beer dead food, duppy food you give me. That can't work. Peel some onions and some cut up some peppers and you know what I mean, some scallion and some thyme, you know what I mean, and some garlic and all these kind of things, seasoning, you know, that's cooking. Yeah, so ladies, man them, you for know say your girl have to cook. If she can't cook, don't put her down, teach her how to cook. Yeah, teach her how to cook, because it's not a hard thing. Yeah. To become a man, woman, traditional family techniques, respect, unity, education, and parent and patience, in order for you to pass on the wisdom you receive. I'm going to read that again. To become a man or a woman, traditional family techniques, respect, unity, education, and patience, in order for you to pass on the wisdom you receive. Or type the 166. Alright, so going back to the thing now. What does it take to become a man or a woman? You know, what does it take? As I said, the man them single parents, big up. Woman. Now this is the next part now. Woman who do the DIY in the house. Yeah, man, I leave on the out, you know. There's women that do the DIY in the house. Them have them toolkit, them hammer, them screwdriver, them tape measure, them have everything. Yeah? Those women, big up to you. Because you're trying a thing. Yeah? Now, that's an independent woman. Because sometimes I back up on some man them. When the door's falling off, the man can't fix the door. He have to pay somebody. I've lived with people in houses and the man them can't even use a paintbrush. You know what I mean? And the wife goes, oh, I need to have the decor. These upper class people them, yeah. They say, hey, well, we need to decorate the house. And he goes, okay, we'll decorate. Oh, I'll get somebody to decorate the house. The man go look in a magazine and pay people some £800 for paint one room. And I'm sitting down there like, me can do this thing, you know, but they want professionals. The man couldn't pick up a paintbrush to save his ass, you understand? And directly, I said to myself, the man can't paint, he can't use a screwdriver, he can't put up a shelf. There's so much things what this man couldn't do. But there is women out there that does the DIY in the house. And them have them toolkit and they know how to use it. and them have them drill and them saw and everything. So big up to those women there. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you might meet a man that can't do them thing there. You know what I mean? For real. So this is the next question now. Man them, ladies, this one's for you, yeah? Your opinion on this. Man them. Should a man wash the woman them clothes? That's the question. Should a man wash the women's clothes? Because the topic is, what does it take to be a man? To become a man? Should a man wash the woman them clothes? Because sometimes before the washing machine come about, the woman them wash all the clothes by hand. And some of the women them used to wash the man them dirty drawers them too. By hand. Like the man couldn't wash it himself. But these are the things that the women them used to do. Some of them still do that. Yeah. But the question is, should a man wash the woman them clothes? That's the question. Now the reason why I asked this question, yeah, alright, because if your queen was in hospital and she was sick, she's gonna need clothes. Are you prepared to wash her clothes? She's gonna give you, if she's having a baby, she's gonna give you the clothes to take home and wash, because she can't wash them. If she's having an operation and she's not well, you're gonna have to bring clothes to her and bring clothes backwards and forwards. Are you prepared to wash her clothes? Does a man have to wash a woman's clothes? Does it take a man to do this? So these are the things that we think about, that you, just for you to think about, because you know sometimes the woman them in a hospital and they need clean clothes. Yeah. So next point. What does it take to be a man or a woman? Leaving the children and by themselves. That is not a man or woman. That is not. A man, a real man and a real woman do not leave their child on their own. Some of you leave the child on their own to go rave. When I say child, I mean somebody who's not capable of looking after themselves. That's a child. Someone who can't look after themselves. That is a child. And some of you leave the child on their own to go rave. But some of you have to leave the child on their own to go work. But no. Leaving the child by themselves, that not make it at all. You can't do that. Yeah. And as I said before, and we said in the beginning of the show, when a child grows up, they may tell you all the wrong things that you have done. This is my conclusion. Yeah. I'll leave the show with this. When the child grows up, the child may tell you all the wrong things that you have done to them when they were young, growing up. They may tell you this, you know. Remember what I tell you, when the child grows up, when you reach eye level, or if they start to disrespect you, there may have been something that you have done, or the things that you were doing when they were growing up, and they see it, and they hold it inside. You see what I'm saying? They're going to grow up and may tell you what you have done wrong to them. And they may tell you what you should have done right. But some of them might not tell you nothing at all. And they just go and do what they want to do. So bear that in mind. As I say, when the child grow up, they may tell you the wrong things that you have done to them. And how you should have treated them. Listen to them. Yeah, because it's a blessing for your child to grow up and tell you your mistakes. Yeah. Now, as I've done the show, I'll leave you with this. Check up how we bring up the children them in Africa. Go and do the research how a child is brought up in Africa. Go and do your research how the child is brought up back home. Those who don't know or those who forget. Yeah. How the children get brought up back home. Those when we bring up with nothing, You know what? We used to play with dirt and stick and anything, broom and tire, anything we can find was a toy. You understand? And over here, the youth them got bare technology. You understand? Look how we get bring up and we grow good and we enjoyed life because we created with our mind the things that we were playing with. We created tennis, we created cricket, we created football, we created all these games out of nothing. Natural. You know what I mean? Some of we turn baker. You know why? Because we used to sit down as a youth and play in the mud and mix dirt and worm and all them thing there. You grow up now, what you do? You turn either some baker or something good. But you know what I mean? We learn. Anyway, I'm out of here. Give thanks. Yeah? Too many of us has taken on the albino style of living. Oh, everything frees up. Like, oh yeah, the albino style of living. Everything frees up like them are with thinking, dressing, great and eating. What about our things? Yes. When they're living too much frozen food, then they must stop that, yeah? Dead food. Young men and women dislike themselves with a bad attitude. Long wave, a mobile phone 24/7. You know what I mean? No parent teaching. You know what I mean? Love to grow. That's why men don't stay. Thank you for the teaching. Out at the 094. So remember what I said today? So God bless you all. That was a quick thing. What does it take to become a man or a woman? Because your child is going to grow up one day. And, you know, it'll be a blessing if your child can turn around and tell you what you did wrong or learn what is wrong before it's too late. Yeah? So just guide you, just protect you. And as I said, be good. And if you can't be good, then you have a problem. Simple things, yeah? Alright. So type the last caller, yeah? Give thanks, we're out of here anyway. Let's remember the Church Orthodox Church, Captain Roundabout, Sunday from 9 to 12, yeah? I've been seeing a lot of new rastas there lately, and it's good to see the brethren them coming together. In this desperate time, in this desperate time, in this desperate time, whoa, 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 in this desperate time, I are craving for vanity. But what will their answer be? Their judgment, their eye shall see. In this time, in this desperate time, in this time, in this desperate time, in this time, in this desperate time.